So, at what point in your development, was it in your amateur days, early in your professional career, when did you recognize that you were gifted with special power, extraordinary power that not a lot of fighters have?
You know, when I was in the amateurs, right? So I was like a real boxer. Like I used to just box and I used to just box, and you know, I was a great boxer. Never knocked nobody out like that in the amateurs. I had power, but I never knew I had that type of power. You know, when I turned pro, you know, I got with my coach, Mark Ferrite, that made me into the power puncher I am today. And the first thing I said to him when I got in the gym with him the first day was, I was like, yo, Mark, I want to knock people out. He started laughing, because I'm like, I'm going pro now, no headgear, you know, 10-ounce gloves. So I'm like, I want to knock people out. He was like, all right, I'm going to show you how to knock people out. And we started on the bags. You know, we started breaking down bags, making holes in walls and stuff. And it started from there, then going into the sparring. And next thing you know, a couple months down the road, you know, I'm sparring and I'm just putting heavyweights out. I'm putting cruiserweights out. And I was just like what's in these hands, man? I'm like,
look at me.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And then my first pro fight, first round knockout. It's like it just kept, and it was just going. But it was something that we never looked for. You know, like Mark always taught me, you know, never look for the knockout.
Well, you don't look for it. You have to let it come.
So if you look at all my 16 first round knockouts, you know, when because I had left Mark for a certain amount of time, for like almost 4 years. But when Mark, right, if you look at all my first round knockouts, it just came so fluent. Like it was the shots that I was jabbing, and they'll throw a jab, and I'll sit, what? And it was just go, because of the power, you know. And I was landing clean. It wasn't, I was looking for it or going throwing crazy bombs, and it was just, it was intelligence, you know.
And when did it become clear to you that streak, the 16 first round knockout streak, was a two-edged sword in the way that the public and media saw you, and that there were some people who were automatically going to distrust that, and diminish you because of the ease with which you were knocking people out? When did that become clear to you?
I think after my first round, well, the fight that I went the distance, my first fight that I went the distance was the 8 rounds, you know. But you gotta understand, right, that Mark made me into this fighter, right? To a knockout artist, but intelligent, you know, using my legs, using a great jab, great defense, and let it come to you. So when I separated with Mark, you know, I went with another trainer, and this is a trainer that didn't build me from scratch, you know. I feel like Mark rebuilt everything in me, you know, so Mark never got to finish his product with me, you know, like he never got to finish anything. He started from the ground up. He never finished the second half. So when we separated, for other reasons, you know, I just went on to just kept knocking people out, because now I just started depending on my power, you know. And that's after the 13th fight, it was like I was just, all right, I know I just hit hard. But Mark never trained me like that. He always trained me to be smart and use intelligence, and if the knockout comes, it comes. He wasn't a fan of the first round knockout stuff, you know. He wanted me to go into the second to third round and, you know, build me like that, you know. But yeah. Did
you understand that eventually the level of opposition was going to get better, the opponents were going to get better, and you would have to use the entire toolkit instead of just the straight ahead knockout power? Yeah, you know, and that's what comes back to what I was saying before. You know, there's a guy that made me, you know, so he never got to finish his product. And I feel like if I would have stood with him, I would have been right now 22-0 with 22 knockouts, easy, 100%. 100%. When did you start thinking of Canelo? 5 years ago. And even before that, like when I got in the gym with Mark, I was like, yo, Mark, we could fight this dude in the future. I didn't even know. I was just like, we could fight him, you know. But it started going on with the knockout streak, and then I got crazy big, and then like about 4 years ago, I kept calling his name. I kept telling people, you know, talking about it. I'm like, yo, we're gonna get this fight. We're gonna get that fight. We're gonna get that fight. Puerto Rico versus Mexico, is that part of it? Yeah, Puerto Rico versus Mexico, but I don't know, it's just something like different about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy that, you know, it went viral that I had a dream with him a couple months ago. I didn't know we was gonna get this fight. And the dream was he was at one of my fights and he seen me fighting, and it felt super real. Like when I woke up, I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn. And he seen me, and I won by knockout. And he looked at me, I looked at him, and I was just like, yeah, like we up next. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make history with that kid right there. Just like that in the dream, I swear to God. And when I got up, I was like, yo, Mark, we gonna fight him in September. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, bro, I had a dream, bro. We gonna fight him in September. And I spoke to him in the dream, and he told me we fight in September. And Mark was like, yeah, you for real? I'm like, yeah, Mark, we gonna fight him in September. I told my dad, I told Keith, I said, we gonna fight him. And we here now.
Can we agree, you and I,
Yeah.
that one of the things that has made him great and an indelible institution in the sport is his ability to take a punch.
Yeah.
His resistance against power punching like yours.
Yeah. I just hit different. I know that for a fact. You know, anybody that's been in the ring with me, right, that sparred with the Triple G's, that sparred with all these guys that could punch, and I had sparring guys that sparred with these guys in my gym, and they've done told me like, yo, bro, your power's out of this world, bro. Like, guys in the professional level that fought world champions. If you look at my box rec, guys that I knocked out in the first round went the distance with world champions, you know, and after the fight, they told me like, bro, your power's just out of this world. It's just something different, you know. Another one, Terriano Johnson, I sparred with him too. He was the guy that was beating Munguia, you know, and him too, sparring with him, and he told me, yo, bro, it's lethal, like, you know. So that's not something that we dependent on, you know, for the fight, but because there's intelligence for this fight that we got to beat him, but you know, the jab and great legs, man, is gonna win this fight. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna collect the belts with the right hand. So, you know.
I'm pretty sure you can punch on a level with Triple G. Were you able to box on the same level with Triple G?
1,000%.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
So you're totally ready for this fight?
Oh yeah, 1,000%, man. I was born ready for this, man. You know, God doesn't put anybody in a position to make fun of them. You know, people are making fun of me right now. You know, this guy, but I got the opportunity for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Everything was set in stone the way it is for a reason. It's God's plan. You know, so now it's just time for me to go out there and perform like a superstar, man. You know, I got everything what it takes to be a star, you know, in the sport of boxing. To be the face of Puerto Rico, to be the guy that the Puerto Ricans want. You know, I could do that this weekend.
To succeed Canelo as the face of boxing.
1,000%. Look at I got the biggest task ahead of me to do that. You know, not a lot of Puerto Rican fighters have done that. You know, I don't think any Puerto Rican
Felix
fighter
Trinidad.
He fought six gold medalists. Yeah, for sure. He did.
In my time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He's the one.
Yeah.
You can be the one.
Yep. 1,000%.
Great to talk to you.
Thank you.